And we are live. This is your boy Darnold Jr., your favorite insurance agent, and this is Finlit Live. This is the show where we talk about financial literacy. And today I got my boy Israel on the line. He's going to talk about how to market yourself because it's all about branding nowadays. It's all about getting your name out there, getting your story out there. So I'm super excited about this one because he was actually my first guest on my first episode 2 years ago. So we're going to bring him back, catch up with what has happened over the past 2 years, and then he's going to teach us about branding because he's the king at marketing himself. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get lit. All right, without any further ado, here's Israel. Israel, hey, how's it going, brother?
Hey man, it's going really well. Beautiful day out, California. Love it.
Absolutely. I think California weather is here in Texas too, so I appreciate you for jumping on 2 hours apart. So without any further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are you and what are you up to?
My name is Ezrael Escarez. A lot of people call me Easy. Just business as usual. Um, been doing a lot of focusing on marketing. Helping a lot of people. These last 2 months have been crazy. Thank God for coming through with the prayers. Just really excited. Yeah. So.
Excellent. So the last time we had you on the show, you were the man that we said, this guy, he's only 25 and he made over $20,000 in 1 month. Is that you? Is that you? Are you that guy?
Yeah, no, that that is me. That was the 2 years younger me. Um,
Wow. So what has happened since then? Are you still balling and bringing in over 20 grand a month? Tell us what's up.
uh, yeah, no, I'm really thankful. It's been a long time coming. Like 2 years ago, business was really taking off, and then the fourth year in business, it was kind of hitting the ceilings, but there's no plateaus. There's no limits. The sky's the limit, right? All our limits are in here. Um, but yeah, I mean, present day, it's first 2 months, generating over, 250,000 in revenue. Just really thankful. And I've just been really focused on it, focused on the marketing, focused on serving people correctly. They say in like the fifth year of business, that's when it's really going to the right. So that's how you know that pass the test. So yeah, just really thankful for that. But present day, that's where I'm at.
Oh, snap. Sounds like you elevated a little bit. So what has happened between then and now? Like, catch us up. Like, what's your story?
Okay, yeah. I mean, Darnold, you know me on a personal level. Just a little bit about my story. I mean, didn't have the golden spoon in my mouth. Had to work for everything that I have. Um, in our last interview, I talked about the power of environment. So, whoever you're around, right, you're the top 5 people you surround yourself with, including you. There's 5 people that are really important in my life, and you're one of them. But yeah, from there, on top of just surrounding you with the right people, surrounding yourself with the right people, it's also surrounding your mind with the right people, the right things, I mean. Because if your mindset isn't correlated or headed to the end result of where you want to go, then then it doesn't really matter. Um, so I mean, on top of that, just a little short version. I met the right people. I've always desired for business. Read the right books. Had the right mentors. They're the ones who actually guided me. Now I'm in the financial services. And what I really realized in the beginning of my business, I thought it was all about like, all right, like chase, but like, well, then how can I reach my message, right? I always ask myself, how can I reach my message further beyond myself, right? And then in this new day and age, we have social media, right? We have like the internet, we have YouTube. We have all these funnels where that you can, advertise and spread your message. And if you're not utilizing that, then you're essentially leaving a part of your business closed. So, like present day, I've been using a lot of my marketing. Um, marketing is a way for you to spread your message, right? I'll give you this analogy of like this fishing, like, this of this fishing boat, right? How many lines you have outside on that fishing boat, will increase the probability of you helping someone or catching the fish, as I may say. Um, so yeah, those fishing lines could be social media, right? Word of mouth, right? Are you taking care of your client? Are you asking them like who else needs help? Are you serving them correctly? So like, these are ways on how to really grab their attention, like essentially whatever business you're in, if you're in the filming industry, if you're in, in cooking or, helping people out with money, like there's always a problem. Like there's always something to fulfill. Right. And all our job is to find who needs help with that problem. And our job as the photographer, or me, for instance, helping you thrive your business and your money, all our we're the bridge, we're the solution to create and help you thrive in an area that you're missing. So yeah, I mean, these are just like simple ways on how you can effectively, help people around you, and people that are different groups, like, right, you can service to people virtually, in person, right? I've helped people out who have worked at Starbucks. So anywhere you go, I mean, essentially any business you're in the people business, you're in the taking care of them business. So yeah, I mean, those are, there's no really secret to it. All you do is you're serving them, you're helping them out, right? And the way you just the way you bring yourself out. So yeah,
That's awesome.
that's where I'm
So
at.
that's a great transition. So our topic for tonight is how to market yourself. And I know currently while we're doing this Facebook or this live on YouTube and Facebook, you actually have a marketing team. You want to show your guys? Do you want to put them on camera?
All
Because
right, we
this
got
is
the whole
perfect.
marketing team right here. Here, I'll give you guys a sneak peek. You guys wanna?
So they're actually recording as we're on this YouTube show. So that way he could take bits and pieces and share it with everybody else. But Israel, I think we lost you. So marketing yourself is huge. My degree was marketing in college, and what they teach us in marketing classes was paramount to a lot of things I do on the show and a lot of things I post on social media, because it's all about getting your name out there. It's about, like Israel was saying, serving people and blessing people. And ultimately, marketing is about finding a problem and solving that problem. Just recently, I saw an ad that popped up on my Facebook, and he was marketing, doing window cleaning, power washing the brick, power washing the sidewalks. And I was like, I definitely need to get my gutters cleaned. And so grateful I did, because he said there was literally plants growing out my gutter. I was like, yeah, it's about time to do that. So he actually came over today and got that knocked out, but I wouldn't have known about his services if it wasn't for him doing the Facebook ads. And so it's about getting your name and your brand in front of as many people as possible, because ultimately there's a lot of problems out there. And if you have a specific solution, then that's the purpose of it. So it looks like Israel just jumped back on. So I'm going to add him back to the screen. All right. And he's back. Welcome back.
Sorry about that too. I was unmuted. I don't know. I guess that's what happens when you show the marketing team, right?
You're good. But school us, like what are some of your tips and tricks on how to market yourself?
Well, I mean, there's really no secret, as I said. Everything is based off relationship. You know, um, relationship is really the currency to help one another and build trust and respect. to service them. So, traditionally, you would, either purchase a television, a commercial, or put yourself on a billboard, all these traditional ways. But the most effective way that has helped me grow on marketing my business and spreading the message and getting myself out there is essentially social media. Social media is a big voice. It's a funnel. It's a way for you to bring your message out, show people how to essentially follow your story. Follow your story. And if you're not using social media for your business, it's again, you're really closing the gap for that. And it's a way for you to leverage yourself, create an echo, and allow your business to speak. And the longer that you have it, the longer you have your voice and your message virtually, it's just going to keep growing because now you have content. And essentially your content is a way for you to create the atmosphere where they're like, oh wow, this is what Darnold's up to, or this is what Christian's up to, or this is what the church is up to. It's literally a platform and a voice for you to be sharing your message, like positively or negatively. So these are funnels. They're funnels. Facebook, it's a free platform, right? App that you can use to share everything you are delivering. And then really, I mean, the way that I do it is like, again, it's relationships. Relationship is really the bottom line. Like, it's the strength of the business. It's the foundation. And without it, you're really, out of business. And, like, for instance, I'll talk about a little bit of myself. When I first started in this business, I had no idea what marketing is. All I did was talk to people around me. And then, you can burn out by just trying to do all that. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, how can I create a second voice when I'm not available?
Ezrael, I think we lost you again. I'm not sure if your internet connection's bad or what. But yeah, that's a lot of good advice about building relationships and
All right.
getting your name out there. Okay, you're back. All right.
Sorry about that. I don't even know where I left off, but it's crazy that the digital age we're in, and then if we're not leveraging the things that around us that can increase volume, right, to our voice, then it's then we're really closing ourselves off of it. But
so I have a question. So if somebody started from scratch, they have no audience, they have nothing, they have a business idea, they have a service or product that they want to offer, like what would you advise them on how to start? Like what would be the first step?
on how to market their business, is that what your question is?
Yes.
Well, I mean, again, I go back to relationships. If I had someone who I want to learn, who wants to learn the business I'm doing, all I would say was that, hey, man, if you have a passion for helping people, if you have a passion for helping people grow financially, get them educated, want financial freedom, want to, make money wherever, whenever, and however they want. Then that's number one, the why, right? Because in this world we can't create drive or passion. It can't be artificially made. So I would guide him, and then I would let him know, hey, you know if you were to service this business, name the 10, 5, 20 people, and then, talk to them about it. Use it as a tester. Say like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this business. Do you think that's something of interest? So that's like the first step of like, business is creating the market, right? And like, how do you create the market? Ask them if it's something that they would like like for them. Give them a sample. That's a form of marketing. But from there, it's like you're creating that, again, that foundation where it's like Jim, John, Christian, Sarah, if they really see the value in what you're trying to provide, I'd say like go, it's sticking for you. Keep at it. If you see that your why is strong enough to fulfill where you want to go, then hey, go for it. And then from there, I'd say advertise, right? Brand yourself. How? You don't have to pay you don't have to pay a billboard. You don't have to pay, a publicist. If you share your message with passion, that uh, um, that what you're doing is to help people and help them out, then yeah, leverage social media, leverage Instagram, leverage Facebook, leverage TikTok, leverage um, LinkedIn, Twitter. I mean, I just named 5 funnels for you to, you know, create a stronger voice, right? Create leads, create a momentum where you can help people, and then from them it just becomes this virus effect, this compound effect. You know,
So,
that's
how often should somebody post if they wanted to post on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatnot?
well, the biggest way for you to help people is the results. Like, you credibility, right? Credibility builds trust. How often? It depends on your drive. It depends on your why. It depends on how much you want it. There's really no number for it, because if you put your if you limit yourself with a number, I mean, there's it just says that you're just artificially and unorganically doing it. But like what I could say for me is that I'm constantly posting, I'm constantly reaching out, I'm constantly trying to help people, because like if I give you facts and statistics of my why, it's like, only 3% of Americans retire. And so that tells me that 97% of Americans are not able to know how to make their money work for them, and that's a problem. The people need to know that there's different avenues, assets, ways for you to create an income stream where, you can be in Mexico, India, wherever it is, and you can be getting paid doing it. It just takes a little mindset shift. So, I mean, that's another way of marketing too. You know what I mean? Keep posting where you're at and do it with purpose. Don't do it to show off. Do it because uh, uh, um, you wanna expand the message where it's like you can do this too. There's no difference between me and you. Um, so frequency, consistency, it's based in behind your why. There's no number to it.
Excellent. So, if you have a question for Israel, go ahead in the chat, type me your question, and we'll bring it on the screen. Earlier in the show, you mentioned that books. You love books. Like, what are some of the books and resources you would recommend for somebody if they wanted to explore more information? It could be about financial literacy. It could be about how to run a business. It could be about anything financial literacy related. What are some books you recommend?
Sure. Well, definitely the number one. I mean, I'm a big fan of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki has been like a big voice in my life. My father was the one who introduced me to that book. It essentially just talks about how how to make money, and the philosophy on how to make money outside of it being an employee, outside of education. It talks about the asset and liabilities. I mean, if you can understand that, a kid can understand that, and you really just take time to figure out what's an asset for your life and what's a liability. An asset essentially just means putting money in your pocket. Liabilities is putting money out of your pocket. um, so that's definitely number one. Another book that I could share with you right now is The Art of Learning. I believe everything regarding business, is based off your philosophy. Really, it's nothing um, it's nothing of like of methodical, analytical way of doing it. It's because you're hungry enough, you're driven enough, and you feed your mind ways on how to not freak out when things are going bad. And like I said in the last interview, I mean, these are principles, laws, and facts that don't change, and if you follow those ways, you'll end up with the same results. So the art of learning, is just very, very essential on being resilient, on being calm, on being focused. Not being complex, but increasing the view of what simplicity and authenticity is all about. So that's number two. I mean, there's just definitely a lot of books. The Compound Effect. It's pretty much essentially that if you're whatever you spend your time in, I mean, that's where you're gonna go, and it's gonna keep compounding that way. Positively or negatively. There's just so many books, so many books. The power of positive thinking. You know what I mean? I can tell you a short story when I met someone when I used to bartend, and he's a multimillionaire, has the trophy lady next to him, and the last thing he said to me was, easy. If anything you hear from me, what really made me successful is just to stay positive. And that really spoke to me. He didn't emphasize how much money he had or how many houses he had. It's that he said to stay positive.
Wow, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a question from the audience, and so the Mo Grant said, "How do you stay focused being so young?" Great question.
I think it's all about your why, right? Age doesn't matter. You don't have to wait till you're old to be wise. I think it's personally, like, my why is that I love to help people. I love to serve people. I love to encourage people, and that's backed up by my faith. You know what I mean? Like, one of my biggest role models is Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who that is. He's even a non-believer, like even someone who doesn't know Christ knows that name. And like, my reasons is besides helping people is um, um, having the financial freedom. I've been treated incorrectly during the workplace, and all these terrible memories that that are lies, saying that I can't do it, I'm not going to make it, you need a college education, your friends never support you, all these reasons, why, on how that allows me to stay focused. I mean, it's everything beyond money. I mean, money is just a byproduct of the value you provide and the effort you put in. So, I mean, your focus is everything. If it's not, if your focus isn't there, that means you don't want it bad enough. That's it.
Wow. You are wise beyond your years, sir. So that's awesome. So, do you have any last parting words or any questions I should ask that you think I should address? What are some of your parting words?
No, I just want to, I guess, leave off with this message. I'm just really thankful for where I'm at in my life. I'm really thankful for the bad times. I'm really thankful for the people who are there for me. Including the Matthew, who's the one who asked me that question. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful for my business partner Andy. He's the one who allowed me to develop and grow and create the sales and marketing skills to deliver the good news and the way to educate people on how money works. And there are alternatives. I'm really thankful for my dad. He's the biggest mentor. He's kind of the guy that was the philosophy behind everything I'm doing. And what I mean by philosophy, my philosophy in God, and like, we serve a big God, and God wants us to operate it on His level. Like, there's a famous scripture, that says, greater is He who is in me than he that is in the world. And if you have that type of faith, anything is really possible. And and even the bad times, That's why it's so important. I just want to emphasize the environment factor. It's like even in the bad times, who's really there for you at the end of the day. Good or bad. When you're living in your car, right? Or you're asking your friend to like can I take a shower at your place, or even like can I borrow some money? But who's really there, and and I'm grateful for that because the hard times create and fuel you to where you want to go. So it's really about harnessing and beating yourself every day, 1% each day, and move slowly, right? Because slow and steady wins the race. You know what I mean? And you always got to think long term, like long term. um, that's what's gonna allow you to keep going, to stay focus on what really matters. So yeah, I mean, I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my business. I'm grateful for um, the people around me, the people that God put around me. There's a special individual in my life, and she's allowed me to grow and develop. She's allowed me to stay focused. She's allowed me to travel in different places. And that's another thing, right? Partnership, right? If your team and your environment are going in the same direction, then it's really hard for conflict and problems to occur. Um, and that takes a lot of dedication and prayer and patience, right? Because nothing easy, right? Nothing of value comes easy. It takes time, and everything about you striving, reaching, stretching for a goal. It includes pain, includes hardship, but pick yourself back up and keep going. So um, that's what I could share with everybody.
Excellent. That's awesome. Once again, words of wisdom. So, how can people get a hold of you if they want to reach out to you?
Yeah, you can reach out to me on social media mainly. I'm very active on there. I'm constantly replying, constantly, message me on there. It's easy underscore Escarez. I do have a business Instagram. It's 13 Capital LLC. And you can also, ask for my phone number. I mean, I don't mind. But yeah, social media for sure. I mean, you can always come to the office as well. Um, so yeah,
Cool. Exciting. Well, I appreciate you for taking time out your busy schedule and all your travels. Every time I see his Instagram, he's always in a different part of the world, snowboarding, jumping off cliffs, doing crazy things. So he definitely practices what he preaches. So I appreciate you for sharing your wisdom with us. And
yeah,
application is key, right? It's one thing to know the right thing to do, but the other thing is to actually apply it. So don't just take what he's talked about and just meditate on it, but actually apply it to your life, and you'll get the results that he's getting. So once again, thank you, Israel, and look forward to having you on a future show.
yeah. No, I appreciate you. And there's actually you just brought up one more thing in mind, if you don't mind,
Sure.
is when Darnold's talking about me skydiving, snowboarding, traveling. I know that's available out there, right? And as famous words, right, from like Spider-Man, like with great power comes great responsibility. And it's like with more freedom, it actually puts you to test on like what you use your time and how you use it, right? Because if I keep doing those things that make me have a good time, that's essentially not going to lead me to where I want to go. But uh, what I initially wanted to share is learning to say no, and it's a practice, it's an art, because we live in such in a world now where it's just constant inputs, everything's shoved in your face, and there's FOMO, like you don't want to miss out on things, and learning how to say no, learning to know that that's always going to be there, and be available, like having fun's always going to be there. So focus on what really matters now, and then you can have all the fun and the time later, and that'll come. So yeah.
Absolutely. You got to earn your freedom, right?
Yeah,
Freedom ain't cheap.
that's right.
But once you earn it, it's worth it, right?
That's right. There's always a price.
There's always a price. Cool. Well, thank you once again, and look forward to having you on future shows.
All right, Darnold. Love you, man. Thank you.
All right, love you too. All right. If you got any value out of this show, go ahead and smash that like button. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube station. If you want to find out about anything personal finance related, so it can be everything from cryptocurrencies to real estate to how to invest to how to market yourself, obviously. And so I feel like growing up, they didn't teach us how money works, and that's on purpose, I believe. I've been going on a deep dive, and I'm super excited to share with this to you guys in future episodes about our financial system and the history of the money in the United States. And guys, just a sneak peek, we're not on the right track. Our financial house of the United States is built on sand, and it could fall easily. And the way things are going right now, it's time to watch out. It's time to be on alert. It's time to prepare ourselves now, because when it happens, then you don't want to be blindsided about it. And that's the purpose of financial education. If you have financial education, you'll know exactly what's going on. You'll see what has happened in the past, because it's funny, history has a tendency to repeat itself. So that's why it's so important to invest in yourself and financial education. So that's the purpose of this show. So if you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest on financial education, subscribe to the show. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll be here next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I appreciate you guys for getting lit.